The commencement ceremony for the Department of Earth and Ocean Sciences and for the Environmental Studies program of the School of Arts and Sciences will now be in order. Let me first say welcome to the graduates of the class of 2021 and congratulations on your fine accomplishment. Now, I'd like to introduce you to the faculty who are present. As their name is read, will that faculty member please stand? Professor Colin Oriens, Director of Environmental Studies and Professor of Biology. Dr. Sarah Gomez, Assistant Director and Program Manager, Environmental Studies. Dr. Noel Heim, Lecturer in Earth and Ocean Sciences. Professor Jack Ridge, Professor of Earth and Ocean Sciences. And I am Professor Ann Gardulski, Chair of Earth and Ocean Sciences. Please join me in a round of applause for these faculty members and the others who could not attend today's ceremony, as they have all worked so hard during the last few years to give you the best education possible. Now, we will really begin the festivities by first having Professor Oriens welcome the graduates and their family and friends who are remote on behalf of the administration.
Resilient and wonderful seniors. I'm so pleased to congratulate the seniors from Earth and Ocean Sciences. Big round of applause. From Environmental Studies. You are more connected than you realize. As a plant ecologist, I often marvel how geological processes shape the natural and physical world around us, how the natural world shapes the dynamic interactions among microbes, phytoplankton, plants, zooplankton, animals, and human civilization. We are all interconnected, and that makes me feel a little bit less lonely in these very zoomy times we are in. You have all worked extremely hard in some of the most challenging times we have ever faced as a society. I have been impressed with your ability to absorb this disruption, to adapt to the circumstances while embracing transformational experiences that come your way. You have been resilient. I know all of us on stage and those who couldn't be here today are cheering you on, and we're so proud of your accomplishments. So this graduation ceremony is really unlike any that we've ever had before, so you guys are trailblazers. So I think we need to celebrate resilience. So let's thank our friends and family who provide the emotional support that keeps us moving forward. Let's thank the many workers who have sacrificed this past year to support their many communities. And let's thank the farmers who toil in hot sun, heat waves, storms, dealing with fluctuating markets to bring the food that we consume. And let's even thank the teachers who helped prepare you to anticipate the unexpected. If not for our individual and collective resilience, this past year would have been so much harder. I would be remiss not to mention that Tufts University's Medford campus is located on colonized Wampanoag in Massachusetts traditional territory. The Wampanoag and Massachusetts people know that the oceans and forests are life-giving and worthy of immense respect. Let's take a moment to give thanks to our oceans and forest ecosystems. Among many other things, they have incredible capacity to absorb carbon dioxide, stabilize our climate, and provide food for so many organisms. I hope that each of you will take the time before you graduate and leave Tufts to explore the coast or the forests of the Middlesex Fells. You never know what you will discover. and it's guaranteed to fill you with wonder if you let it inside. No matter where your career takes you, we hope that each and every one of you leverages the amazing education you got at Tufts University, discover joys in the world around you, work to protect biodiversity, and fight for justice. We hope that someday we will welcome you back to the light on the hill. Once again, congratulations.
Thank you for those inspiring and thoughtful remarks, Professor Oriens. We will now have one of our joint majors, Michaela Bolag-Miller, speak as a member of the graduating class.
Hi, everyone. I'm Michaela Bolag-Miller, and I'm honored to be speaking today on behalf of Geology and Environmental Studies majors. Congratulations. This major accomplishment and upcoming transition may not have set in yet, since as of today, we haven't quite finished up. But still, one more finals period and a few weeks of peak Pres lawn weather, hopefully. We've got it. As the adventure of these last 4 years comes to an end, I'd like to invite everyone to soak in the memories, knowledge, and friends that this place has given to each of us. As we do this, let's remember the trials as well as the triumphs we've had here. Whether it was frantically memorizing the plagioclase mineral formulas or the hell that was Chem 1 exams, everyone has had those endless nights in Tisch, or even worse, Tisch basement. Over the past year, of course, we have all been coping with this through the pandemic, which has totally altered our manner of living, exposing and deepening the inequities within our country and across the world. Through it all, we have found ways in our Tufts community to adapt and support each other, while continuing to learn how to better prioritize our own needs. Of course, and thankfully, we did not go it alone. It is humbling to think of how very many people have contributed in ways large and small to this shared achievement. To the professors, TAs, and mentors who have guided us through this endeavor, sharing their knowledge and encouragement along the way, thank you. To the incredible staff who has provided us with the clean spaces, food, technology, and other resources necessary to our success, thank you. And finally, to the family, friends, and other loved ones who could not be here today, but have given us the emotional support and space to navigate our own Tufts experience, thank you. I may be biased, but I think that studying earth sciences was a tremendous decision for us. First off, who doesn't want someone in their life who's glued to the window when passing a particularly clean road cut on the side of the highway? Or someone who considers the land use impacts and carbon emissions when choosing whether almond or oat milk is the superior non-dairy option? But in all seriousness, our studies have given us something that is truly remarkable. We are leaving Tufts with an entirely new lens through which to see the world. We can see beyond the soil surface and the food on our plates and comprehend the far-reaching environmental impacts of our daily choices. In learning about the intricacies of environmental systems, we have gained a respect for the complexity and magnitude of the natural world and our place within it. With this gift of insight, we now have the chance to carry what we've learned out into the wider world. We can recognize that the threat of climate change is no longer a threat, but a reality, disproportionately affecting those who have least contributed to it. As graduates, it is now our responsibility to share and use our understanding of environmental issues, and above all, to act as individuals and to act collectively to rescue and mend our planet. Luckily, I believe we are uniquely up to the challenge. For the past 4 years, I have been inspired and motivated by all of you. Look at what we have already accomplished, and we don't even have our degrees yet. We are graduating as people at once more in touch with the natural world and more capable of tending to it. Let's go get after it. Thank you, and congratulations.
Thank you, Michaela, for your thoughtful and encouraging words. At this point, we will begin the presentation of candidates for their respective degrees. We shall now recognize the graduates for the first degree of Arts and Sciences. Will the candidates please rise? You have to stand up. Members of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor to present to you these 29 candidates on behalf of the faculty of the School of Arts and Sciences. I ask that the respective degrees now be conferred. You may be seated. Now, as your name is read, candidates shall come to the stage and walk across to receive the congratulations on the part of the department faculty. So let's get started here. Ojanti E. Armstrong. Bachelor of Arts in Applied Environmental Studies. Michaela Boleg-Miller. Bachelor of Science in Geological Sciences and Environmental Studies. Will Capriola. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and German Language and Cultural Studies. Ji Yoon Chun. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and Biology. Jenna E. Clark. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and International Relations. Samuel Gregory Cochran. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and German Language and Cultural Studies. Katie D. Brabanter. Bachelor of Science in Applied Environmental Studies. Sheldon Freudenreich. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and German Language and Cultural Studies. Ivara J. Golden. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and Biology. Adrian Hanley. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and International Relations. Alex C. Kaplan. Bachelor of Arts in Applied Environmental Studies. Isabella Molina Kaiser. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and Bachelor of Fine Arts in Studio Art. Stephanie C. Lechke. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Geology and in Biology. Christine E. Lee. Bachelor of Arts in Applied Environmental Studies. Robin G. Lee. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and Architectural Studies. Julia R. Lober. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Geology. Cole P. Lombardi. Bachelor of Science in Geological Sciences and Music, Sound, and Culture. Rachel C. Marston. Bachelor of Arts in Applied Environmental Studies and Anthropology. Jenna M. Mello. Bachelor of Science, Geological Sciences. Tate R. Pearson. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and Psychology. Austin P. Pruitt. Bachelor of Science in Applied Environmental Studies and Architectural Studies. Isabel B. Slaymaker. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Studies and in Biology. Elliot Stein. Bachelor of Science in Environmental Geology and Environmental Studies. Tyler Brett Stotland. Bachelor of Science in Applied Environmental Studies and Community Health. Emma P. Tamba. Bachelor of Science in Geological Sciences. Michael T. Wilkinson. Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and German Language and Cultural Studies. International Relations, sorry. Bachelor of Arts, Environmental Studies and International Relations. Anderson Zhu. Bachelor of Science, Environmental Studies and International Relations. We would now like to recognize the candidates for degrees who are learning remotely or unable to attend today's ceremony in person, but are watching the proceedings remotely. These students have been invited to upload videos of themselves so that their images can be part of the ceremony proceedings. Alicia T. Bellido, Bachelor of Arts in Environmental Studies and International Relations. And Gabriel Lucas Yerden, Bachelor of Science, Environmental Studies and Biology. Now, is there any other candidate here whose name I did not read who should be recognized? Seeing none. It is a pleasure at this point in the ceremony to recognize graduates who are recipients of departmental and general awards for the 2020-2021 academic year. Students, when your name is called, please stand in place to be recognized. Jenna E. Clark, Class of 1942 Prize Scholarship. Christine E. Lee, the Nancy W. Anderson Award for Environmental Sustainability. Tate R. Pearson, the Goddard Rhetorical Prize and the Charles F. Seymour Jr. Prize. Elliot Stein, the James D. Hume Field Geology Prize. And Emma Tambaugh, the James D. Hume Field Geology Prize. Michael T. Wilkinson, the Donald A. Cowdery Memorial Scholarship. And Anderson Zhu, Class of 1898 Prize. In spite of careful checking, it is possible that we have missed the name of a student who received an award. If you are such a student, please stand and be recognized. Seeing none, good. Before ending the ceremony, I would like to call on all of the students to give a round of applause for your parents, family, and friends who through the years with financial and/or emotional support have made your academic achievements possible today. And I would also like to thank the following individuals who were so helpful in managing this ceremony: Kirsten Bailing, Joanne Jack, and Linda Snell. The university, and in particular the faculty in environmental studies and earth and ocean sciences, are very proud of your accomplishments. We look forward to hearing about your ongoing contributions in science and in environmental issues dealing with our Earth, such as climate change, rising sea levels, and groundwater resources, but also ancient ecosystems and plate tectonics, which generates earthquakes, but also spectacular mountain ranges. Whatever path you take, we all wish you a life of rewarding challenges, fulfillment, and joy. Now, as the recessional music begins, we would like to ask students to recess first, starting from the last row and working our way to the front of the auditorium. Faculty members will follow after the students. Please continue outside and remember to stay socially distanced even after you exit the building. Let the recessional music begin. T-U-F-T-S, T-U-F-T-S, hurrah, 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 the dear old brown is steady and true, rush along, brown and blue, raise the mighty sway.